Welcome to the World Travel Market in London, South Africa's annual opportunity to show off its product to the world's travel industry, really. I'm joined by the Travel Minister, Tourism Minister, Mr. Hanekom. Obviously, in many ways, you have an easy job. South Africa has such wonderful food, scenery, people, culture, everything you can possibly imagine in one country. What's different this year about what you're selling to the industry, but also to tourists?
Thanks, Ollie. Yes, we have all of that. You're quite right. And in some ways, you'd say this is a very easy job. But to get the numbers needs more than just having the offer. We've got to make it easier for people to come to South Africa. We have to market what we have to offer very well and very effectively. We have to make sure that tourists are well looked after when they come to South Africa. There's a number of measures. Notwithstanding that, I agree with you. I have a great job and a relatively easy job. What makes this WTM different? Well, I mean, every year it gets bigger for a start. Last year there were 5,000 exhibitors here and no less than 2,700 people like you, media people here. So it's one of the big premium tourism travel market events or trade events, if you like, in the world. What is different for us in South Africa being here? Well, I think more creativity has gone into this. We have a fabulous pavilion. B, we have it's a more representative grouping of people who are here as exhibitors, more exhibitors than we've had before. We have 33 exhibitors, including the sand parks, but very important to mention, 10 small SMMEs are here, spread around the country from different parts of the country. We call them our hidden gems. And so it's a more diversified offer that we're presenting to the buyers and that are doing business over here.
And you mentioned the numbers, which are, of course, crucial in all of this. Yeah. The first half of this year was not great. What was your sense from talking to people here, the industry, people you're holding meetings with, about where those numbers might be headed?
Well, I suppose that's the other reason why this year is an important year, because we're doing a number of things to make sure that the numbers go up again and addressing some of the constraints or some of the impediments. In talking to industry, well, they remain very positive about South Africa. I think countries like the UK, which remains our biggest single overseas source market, more than one factor affected the declining numbers. In 2016, year on year above 2015, we had a 9.9% growth, almost 10% growth, and it was a record number of arrivals. We kept that in 2017, but should actually have grown. And the reason it didn't grow was what happened towards the end of 2017. That was the severity of the drought in Cape Town. So we're getting that message from many people to say, well, we have to communicate that the drought really is over. Our dams are 75% full. We did well in managing a potential crisis, but it's over. Secondly, what is different and what we need to communicate if we're going to get the increased numbers is the requirement for child travel to South Africa, and the changes that we are in the process of making it easier for children, especially children traveling with single parents or guardians, to visit South Africa. So some of the very onerous requirements are being lifted as we speak, and that's a very important development. We believe, just in summary, I mean, obviously people have asked me to what extent has Brexit, I can't really comment on that. But I do know that the drought had a significant effect, and I do know, going right back to 2015, the numbers could have been bigger if it had been easier for children to come to South Africa. So all of this is good news, not only for the UK, but for all of our European countries. So, I mean, the general mood is very positive. They see positive changes happening in South Africa, and they see us being quite serious about making it easier for visitors to come to South Africa.
You mentioned both the visa issue there and the issue of the drought, and you've been able to, in a way, put those issues to bed with an event like this. But add that to the fact that the economy's had a slightly difficult time. The rand is quite weak. Does that actually play into your favour?
Well, of course, the exchange rate very much plays into our favour. We don't want it to be where it is. But in fact, tourism is an export. A weaker exchange rate always favours exports. It makes South Africa, I want to say, not an affordable country, but a more affordable country and a greater value for money proposition. So it is what it is. When the tourist numbers come and our economy strengthens, the rand will strengthen as well. And so we never want to make it dependent on the exchange rate. But it is a favourable